Hi, everybody. Welcome to session 5 of Rotted Tropics. Um, Last time we left off, our heroes arrived back home at Pelican Key with a ship filled of loot. They got some much needed downtime, a few days, and that's when we join our heroes. The last few days has been very dry, very hot. The storm that you guys got hit by barely touched Pelican Key. Um, it did a little bit, but not enough to make a difference. You guys have been running low on water for a little while now. Um, and the storms have been a little vexing, either going a little bit too far north or a little bit too far south. Um, your companions, your friends over at the Bridge Rats, have also told you that their water supplies are running low. Though they do have ample amounts of alcohol, they do not want to tap into that resource unless they desperately have to. You guys do have a few little systems to to extract some fresh water from the salt water, but it's nowhere near enough to keep everybody hydrated. Um, which leaves you with few options. You could always go try to find another source of water, or you could send a representative or two, or all of you, to deal with a group that everybody refers to as the Barrelmen. The Barrelmen live up north in an enclave, and they have successfully turned their collection of water into a powerful resource which they trade with every other enclave. So, let's ask this question. What have all of you been doing for the last few days with your free time? We'll start off with Witness.
Uh, Witness is building out. Witness is building out their lab, their workshop, the space that they've been working in. I remember before you said something about like working on improving. Actually, you know what?
Yes,
No, I want to. Yeah, okay.
all of you have a enclave interlude,
Mhm.
which in the game is the downtime between issues. You could use that to work on the enclave or do your own projects, right?
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
decided that you would work on your workshop. Um, so working on your workshop,
Mhm.
you can. So right now your workshop was your facility. Okay, so workshops are called facilities. Anybody could start to work on a facility. Facilities, for example, could be a medical bay, security hub, shortwave radio room, a tactics room, uh, a maker's workshop, training room, anything like that. Almost like imagine the X Mansion with all their facilities, like the medical bay and the danger room and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
not as nice, I guess. So, if you're going to spend time working on your shop, right? What is your shop? Is it just a general maker shop or something in specific like a gunsmith or what?
All right. So sorry. In saying that, I remember the big thing TM that you left us with last time
Yes.
of the not so subtle extortion threat that is like happening to our next door neighbors. So what
Oh
actually
yeah.
happened? Yeah. So what actually happened is Witness is never caught unprepared. So the first thing started doing is working on defenses. I want to say that's a lot more along the lines of what Witness is probably doing.
Okay. There's
Hmm.
already some defenses that you over time have built around the enclave, really focused on the main bridge because that bridge is a mile and a half walk. That's a
Mhm.
kill zone. You see
Mhm.
people. There's only one way on the island, which is that, unless they come by boat. Um, so you could spend your time doing that. In the future, if you want to work on a facility, right? The way a facility works is you say, "Hey, Pete, I want to work on a facility." You come to me with what you think is your shopping list of stuff you need to get to do your facility. And
Yeah.
then we work together to kind of build that into a story.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's
Mhm.
like a project. You don't automatically boom, oh, I have it, I built it. You need to work at it a little bit, but it works within the story. Metamorphosis, what were you doing during your Enclave interlude?
Sorry, I feel like I missed something.
Metamorphosis, what were you doing?
Sorry, I
It's
sorry,
cool.
I totally missed that. Meta is going to be uh I think she's trying to, because water is such an issue.
Hmm.
She's not an engineer, but one of her perks of at least her knowledge set is knowing how people have done it many times before. So I think she's gonna try and use like some of her experience in like ancient techniques because running water has not been a thing for a very long time, to kind of try and help like basically old schematics that she remembers. She does have eidetic memory. As long
Yeah.
as she's calm, she can kind of keep zen and have a perfect memory of how it was done.
Well,
So I
you
think
have a
that's what her
long you have a long bridge, so you could probably start setting up with gutters and stuff recovered from the island, a collection system on the bridge. The bridge rats have something kind of like that, where they have a bunch of these little like setups to collect water when it rains. You guys would have a few of those too that you've set up over time, but it has been dry. The rain has been quick. It's zipped by, and you barely caught anything. That big storm you guys got soaked by didn't even touch Pelican Key. So, yeah, that you could do that. You could start setting up a water collection system. Um, and if you want, what you could do is you start to think up like what you would need to collect to do it, right? And I could start setting up opportunities in future adventures to gather them. Or you guys might decide, you know what's one of our issues? We're going to gather them, and we're going to take care of that in game and see how it goes south on you guys. Hayes, what did you do during your downtime?
Okay, so so there are two things. Mechanically speaking, he's been focusing on the medical facilities such as they are here,
Mm-hmm.
uh, here in Pigeon Key, Pelican Key, um, um, making sure that as many of our friends and neighbors as are willing, um, you know CPR, know what to do for a drowning victim,
Mm-hmm.
getting equipment sorted out. Um, I had in my starting equipment a tactical response pack, which is a fancy first aid kit, and then we found an even nicer one. So I'm figuring between the two of them, we've got something that I carry with me and something that I can put toward keeping everybody healthy at home.
Okay, so with the the advanced medical pack that you found, right? The basically hospital in the backpack.
Hmm.
You could use that as I'll say that you could use that as the catalyst to secure and build and have the medical bay, basically your medical room, 100% up and running. Um, it is going to be a. It's going to. I'll send you the information on it later. but it's going to be because of what you have, what you built it with. It's going to be really it's going to be operational. It's going to reduce any difficulties for healing people or give them a bonus if they have to make saving throws when they're in there. Kind of like what you guys experienced over at the other enclave. But basically you don't have that backpack anymore. The backpack is now part of the medical room. If you look at the map of Pigeon Key, you'll see there's already a building that was kind of set aside to be a medical room and to be a medic bay. You guys had set it up so if you ever if anybody ever got bit, there would be there's like a setup to tie them up just in case they turn. Luckily you haven't had to use it yet. But yeah, so building number 3, that's the infirmary, and that's where you set everything up. It was basically bare bones. Now it's really good. If you find a way to actually give it some reliable power at night, so you have bright lights and stuff, it would be almost a top tier medical facility that you could get to. But that's the one thing that's lacking. It's power right now. If you found a way to give it power where you have bright lights in there at night when you need them, you're good to go. Right now, it's almost that good. So, okay. Awesome. And
That is still powered up. You
lastly,
can use them as a battery.
yeah. Lastly, what was Ether doing during this time?
I know that I have a wound and I needed to heal it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, it's been a few days, right?
Mhm.
So, you are going to give me a Constitution saving throw. And now, hold on. Now that you guys have
Yeah.
a great working medical facility, and well, hold on. First of all, before anything, Hayes could give it a shot and just see if he can heal your wound. It's a really high DC. He has one chance to pull it off. He might be able to. Before you even have to make a roll.
Okay.
Okay, I do not have in front of me.
Your power? I'll get it.
Well, I don't have in front of me what the
The
healing a
DC?
wound.
Oop. Hold on.
Oh, the roll for it, I guess.
Yeah, well, hold on. It's a power check that you have to do to see if you can heal the wound. Hold on. Okay. You're gonna need a nat 20 to pull it off because it's a DC 30, but a 20 is always a automatic success. So give it a
Okay.
roll. You never know.
5%.
Yeah, you never know. You might actually roll it and boom.
Yeah, no, my luck is not that good. I am back to rolling single digits again. That's a 5.
Fantastic. Yes, back to
Plus
form.
stuff, but it's a 5.
Yes, back to form. Awesome. Okay. So healing a wound requires a check after taking a hiatus. So roll me a hold on. Boom. Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw, and your DC is reduced because you're in the medical facility. So it's reduced. Normally it's a 15 because you're in the facility, and it's the rank it is a 12.
Watch me roll a 1. 16.
You heal your wound
Okay.
over a day. So everybody knows the rules here. If you fail that check by 5 or more, you gain a wound. Because you start to get worse. It gets infected.
Yeah, I saw it in the short.
Yeah, it could suck. It could suck bad. But because you had
You also
somebody...
ruined my reputation, which I really don't appreciate.
Well, hold on. We missed something. Also, if you're being treated by somebody with the appropriate skill set, Hayes, for example, you would have gotten advantage on that saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as you're being treated, you get advantage on it. But it could still suck because you could still roll 1. Healing a wound is not guaranteed. Okay. So yeah, your wound is gone. You're back to normal. Your shoulder is still a little sore from that bite. But it is getting back to normal. So about the day after you guys, you finish with the healing, setting up the infirmary, witness, you actually set up a few spaces with tripwires that are cleverly hidden. You tell everybody where they are. You have a great idea, and you set up a few ship bells that you recovered in different places on the island. So if anybody sees anything weird, they could ring and everybody else will hear it. Stuff like that. So it'll be harder for people to sneak up on the island right now because of everything you've done. You've even gotten to the point where you went to the other bridge, the one that's cut off, the old bridge, and you set up something over there just in case they were trying to use that to jump over here. Yeah, so you set stuff up. Yeah, so, you guys start to see somebody, waving at you guys from the newer the newer 7 Mile Bridge. One of the bridge rats. When you look over, they yell out at you, that, Kettle would like to see you at the bar.
So, I'm gonna go, or
Actually, let me ask you guys something. Have you guys figured out a way to maybe, send messages back and forth between each other? Then yelling at each other over time? Or do you guys just yell at each other?
my brain is like big rock, put note, throw rock. That's what my
see,
brain
the
is.
same thing. I was like, what if we just made like a cannon between the two
We
of us?
have?
That's just like a pneumatic tube. That's just
No, even better, because you would find them all over the keys. Those giant slingshots that people put on their boats to shoot water balloons at each other. You know what I'm talking about,
we
right?
have the drones. We can modify one of them to fly across.
You can't do that, but it's much easier for them to slingshot something toward you guys. So they slingshot a weighted.
Can I offer something before we assume that that's
Go for it?
Because
Yeah.
we found a whole mess of go bags, of tactical go bags that include radios. If we give them one of them, and set up a frequency that we both have,
they would
seems a little bit more.
They would not only be greatly appreciative, but they'd give you guys a bottle of whiskey. They're like, this is great, and they hand you guys a bottle of whiskey for it. So you guys
we
have...
are not giving them the frequency that we use.
No, you have your own
between
frequency.
Each other,
I kind of assumed that. Yeah. There's a frequency you guys have for just you guys. So you guys hear over that frequency, hey guys, actually, you know what? It would be... Who would actually... I think it would be Kettle. Kettle would be the one to do it. Yeah, Kettle. That skinny girl. Hey guys, we would like to invite you over to the bar. Like to offer a proposition. We're going to be heading over to the Barrelmen and want to see if some of you guys want to come with us. You know, safety in numbers.
Someone is like, I mean, I guess it sounds good. I haven't shot at anybody in a while.
Huh? So do you guys want to head over to the bar?
Yeah.
Um, you guys get there,
Oh, I may not be shooting anybody, but like I can.
and by the time you guys get there, you see that Milo is sitting up on the roof. You know, he's the one that kind of leads the bridge rats. Though they're kind of like they do their own thing. He's the one that usually keeps them in line. He waves to you guys and starts to work his way down a ladder that's strapped onto the side of the building. And he looks at Penny and gives her the thumbs up so she could go up there and take her watch. Comes over to you guys. Hey guys. First of all, thank you for the radio. That was a smart idea. We've been changing frequencies, and we think we found the frequency that those guys that came to talk to us are using. At least the guys that came to talk to us. They're currently up north a little bit, and considering trying to make their way all the way up to Isla Morada. Kind of want to tell them that's a bad idea, but I don't want them to know that we're listening in on them. So, I'm not saying anything. It's not like they were that nice to us in the first place.
They didn't like give you a name or anything, did you? They?
No, they said they were representatives of the Port Authority from
Yeah, I know
Key
they
West.
all over stuff.
As I recall, there was a car that came through. Have they been able to tell from this frequency? Is it just one car full? Are there more
Yeah.
of them?
So far, it sounds like it's. Hey, sounds like one car. The two guys that are in it, are just driving up and taking inventory, and they're reporting back to somebody in Key West, who checks in on them every morning and every night and asks them if any of them have been bit or if they've met anybody who's been bit. And of course, you know, whatever they've been able to collect as far as data, they keep sending it back. You know, they figured out that we've already picked Night Key pretty much clean at this point. And they referred back to them. After they left us, they stayed. They went all the way up to Marathon, and they locked up in their vehicle. Their vehicle is kind of like it's like a reinforced truck, almost like an armored car. They could pretty much close the windows and stuff and just stay there overnight, and it's not like a deadhead's gonna get through that. So, but yeah, last time I heard them, they're checking out Marathon. So.
I feel like the only thing being neighborly is gonna get us is full of bullets, but I don't know about the rest of you.
Like I said, the way they treated us, and I got a bad feeling from those guys. I don't like the way they were asking their questions. I don't like the way they didn't want to trade. I'm sorry, this is our bridge. You want to use it, you gotta trade something. And getting them to trade something was like pulling teeth. And they thought we weren't gonna put down to make sure they didn't cross that bridge, but their tires could still go flat. But in the end, they did trade some stuff and kept going. So.
You should have eaten that first, because now it's soggy.
I mean, I guess it's more, do we want to figure out what they're doing or stop them?
Well, so far, there was this day. Everything I've heard on the radio, it's like they're like a scouting pair, scouting out for the island for Key West. They wouldn't tell me anything about what's going on farther south. I asked. That was one of my offers for trade. I'm like, hey, just give me some news of what's going on at the other end of the 7 Mile Bridge. And their answer was, oh, just deadheads. That felt kind of empty. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. But they felt a little tight-lipped. But anyways, why I called you guys to come here. We're going to be heading down to the Barrelman. We have a little metal barge that that we've had for a while. You guys know they have this little metal barge with a little electric engine. We've already filled it up with as many plastic containers as we have to see how much water we could get from them. We've dealt with them a few times. But this is the first time we need a lot of water. We've never needed as much water as we're going to be asking for this time. But you know how dry it's been. And I've already started to dip into what's left of my my cans of Coca-Cola that I've been able to collect over the years. And I do not want to run out of Coke because I miss it a lot.
Yeah. We were out. We were out in the water in the middle of that storm. We didn't have anything we could use to get in the water. I kind of wish we had barrels or something.
You know, sometimes,
Yeah,
luck doesn't give you the best shots. So,
yeah, the wishes were fishes and all.
yeah.
Okay, what do we want to do?
So we're going to be leaving in the morning. Just as soon as the sun starts to come up, because it's a trek, especially with that little electric engine. Thing's slow as hell. But yeah, if we get out in the morning, we should be at Stirrup Key. It's about a 5-hour trip with that little engine. I'm doing it in the morning, so we're timing it with the high tide, so the water coming in is actually going to help us get there a little faster. Especially since we have to go around the Gulf side, to get to the key. So it'll be about 5 hours to get there, probably an hour to trade, and then 5 hours to get back. We'll be back the same day. And the idea is just to stay to the Gulf side, try to keep the mangroves between us and Marathon, so any deadheads don't see us and start wobbling toward us in that direction. You know how that is. One deadhead suddenly turns into 30, suddenly turns into 40, and before you know it, you have a horde of 50 or 60 following the direction you went in, and that just creates problems for other people.
Yeah, I feel it.
So, yeah, we'll see you guys in the morning, I guess. We'll be taking off from here. Actually, no. We'll go by your pier and pick you guys up.
Works for me if it works for anyone else.
Huh?
I mean, yeah.
So yeah, it works for me if it works for anyone else.
Yeah. Any of you guys want to
Do we have
anything?
a sense?
Huh? Yeah.
Do we have a sense of what kind of stuff the barrelmen might be willing to trade for, or do these guys have any sense of what they might?
The barrelmen. Well, normally you haven't needed this much water, and normally, the. Hold on a second. Come here, baby. You want to say hi? Oh, there you go. Vicious pitbull attack. Okay, so
Vicious.
okay, come on. You can get down. Go. I guess you want to go outside, don't you? That's what it is. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second, guys. Go. Can somebody let them out? Of
Okay.
course, somebody's downstairs.
Anyway, while he's got a question, does anyone want to? We got all those guns from the ship. I don't know if you were using like the guns with the ammo from like the minigun. Or, like we could technically trade it for like gunpowder. like they can have it. I don't know if anyone wants to keep it.
So, you guys have a
like,
bunch.
AJ's the only one that uses them.
You guys have a bunch of ammunition reloads that you could trade.
Yeah.
You guys do have military
That's what I
packs you
was
could trade.
thinking.
You guys have rations you could trade. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a few things.
Witness is the only one who uses guns, so that's why I was wondering
Yep.
how much like she wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for like there's the idea that Witness has of I don't want to put too many guns in our local neighborhood because I can turn down those real quick.
Yeah.
But guns are the most valuable thing that we can trade right now, and water is a necessity. So
Yeah, that's why I was seeing.
yeah.
I know we have the rifle and we have the ammo from that gun that I took. That's with the drones, unless you're using all 4 of them. It was 4, right? Yeah.
I mean, I imagine that Witness probably has like 1 or 2 of them like stick to like a pad somewhere, so that way they can like scope out the area if we need them. But four is a little excessive. It's like two is one is none. As far as redundancy goes, but then the other 2 are just kind of like, well, I guess we can maintain it if we really want to.
Yeah.
So
Trade 1.
Yeah.
You want to use all 4.
And
then
another thing you could trade. You guys go give as offer as trade, which would be an advantage to you guys. One of your radios, give them a frequency, and say you could contact us, and we could contact you. Because right now there's no direct way for you guys to communicate.
Did we have like because we found like the all the bags had one? Yes.
Yep,
Sorry,
all
I
the
answered
bags
my own
have one.
question. Looking at my notes, we all had our own radios, and then someone didn't need one. Okay, so we have 3 extra then.
Yeah, I don't have one, but that is okay.
Yeah. I'm about to say I knew someone didn't have one. I was pretty sure it was you. Okay.
So if it comes down to it, yeah, Witness is okay with trading away a couple of guns, but also being kind of coy about the amount that we have. Getting rid of a drone just so that it's less upkeep to have to worry about. And
Yeah,
the radios, we all have enough radios for everyone, like amongst us. And so setting up a communication network wouldn't be a bad idea.
What's the distance on these kind of radios? I don't know if there was one.
So the ones you guys have are standard military radios. And all of them have a throat mic. So your microphone's here, it's not in your face. Yeah. So you have like a throat mic and an earpiece. So it's not like, if you have it set up, it's not like loud where everything could hear you guys talking to each other. Oh yeah,
those
it's
go bags
actually
also.
one of our watchers did bring up a good point. The boat you're in has a badass radio. The boat you guys recovered has a full FM AM radio. And it probably has one hell of a range. You know, you guys had it running. The battery's fully charged by now. And that radio is really good.
I was just going to say that those tactical packs also include night vision binoculars, which seem like that could be a really valuable thing to offer.
Yeah, for sure. You guys grabbed
security?
Yeah, you have enough of those.
I mean, I know we got a bunch of the bags. I'm just looking at what the bags supposedly.
Yeah, you got the night vision goggles. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you got enough to trade, and you know that those will trade really well, because people on Death Watch overnight looking out for deadheads. Even though those night thermals suck for finding zombies, like gathering night vision works. Thermals are pointless. A zombie will literally walk right up to you before you realize it's there because they're so cold.
So I feel like we have more than enough overall that we can trade for, and half of it's
Yeah.
honestly just kind of like burning a hole in our pocket anyway. So let's use the money if you're not going to spend it, right?
Okay. So you guys are heading back toward Pigeon Key. And you guys are, before you even halfway, Mocha and Sandals has already run up to you guys barking, like in a playful mood, not like something's freaking them out. Um, and as you guys are walking, I'm assuming that Witness is resetting all the tripwires and stuff, and making sure to tell everybody there's a tripwire here, there's one here, do not step here, stuff like that. So you guys get back.
Also, just like sitting like, how do I dog proof these?
Yeah. Well, the dogs normally don't go up on the bridge. You guys normally don't even let them up on the bridge. The thing about the
Hmm.
dogs is that they're an amazing alarm system. Though very few times that a deadhead has found his way on that bridge, they've lost their minds barking way before the deadhead got any close to you guys. If a deadhead's downwind, especially Sandals, loses his ever freaking mind. Mocha's kind of clueless all the time until Sandals loses her mind, and at that point, Mocha's like, "Okay, what are we fighting?" So that's kind of the dynamic of those two. Normally, whoever is on Death Watch, the dogs usually end up hanging out with them overnight, unless it's the hush. During the hush, those dogs do not go outside at all. They refuse.
Good call.
Yeah. You guys get back. I'm assuming you guys tell the rest of the Enclave. Um, um, Magnolia, ends up packing, a few strawberries that she's been able to grow for you guys, like a little treat
Mm-hmm.
to take with you, because,
Mm.
these you could trade, especially since whoever they are over there might know that they could plant these and make more of them.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, here, these will probably be able to get you something. And she gives you like a little bushel of strawberries that she's been able to grow. You know that she used to be a super. Her power is with plants. She used to be a badass, being able to do stuff, but in her old age, her powers weaned. To the point where it's just an amazing talent gardening. Like the plants in some of the worst conditions will still bloom for her. But you heard stories of her before, like using weeds to tangle people up and stuff like that. But that was way back when she was younger. Um, and um, and Sebastian is like, so am I going with you guys this time, or are you leaving me behind another time?
Um, I had a fun little idea, a thought of like something that Witness will probably do to Sebastian
Hmm?
whenever. So it's gonna be if I throw a knife at him, how are you, like what would you roll to see whether or not that hits him?
Well, you would roll. You would do an attack against avoidance. And his shield gives him a +2 to his avoidance. Um,
Mhm.
and if you hit him, you hit him. But his shield, yeah, it gives him a bonus to his avoidance.
Yeah, because I mean, like his ability also kind of is like making sure that he can like redirect things as they come his way, right? Like he has
Yeah, yeah,
Flukish's
yeah.
shield, but
Yep.
yeah. So it's this is very much a test to see if he's like actually sharp or not. So
Okay,
like I'm down to roll on that.
go for
So
it.
just a D20 plus Dex.
Yep. And remember, it's not only plus dex, it's plus your rank bonus.
Okay, cool. Um, unfortunately, fortunately for him, I guess. Well, actually, wait, hang on. Uh, what's my rank bonus? Yeah, yeah. All right, cool. Whatever. That's a 15.
Okay,
So I'm assuming
so
the next two.
you go to throw the dagger,
Mhm.
and you know what? He's gonna be stupid. Wow. Okay, I rolled a 19. So you go to throw the dagger. You
Uh-huh.
think he's going to deflect it with the shield. He ends up moving to the
Mhm.
side and catching the dagger in the air.
Ooh.
Oh, if the kid wants to come.
And for a
Not like
second,
to kill
you
each
see he's
other.
holding it and he's really thinking of throwing it back at you. And then he flips it over and hands you the handle first. He goes, I know what you're
You're
doing.
no fun. Yeah, I was like, you're no fun kid. And he takes the dagger back from him. Well, yeah, that kid wants to come. I don't know. That's on the rest of you, though.
You see, he
I'm
like looks at
fine, but I
he
just
he looks back at you guys, but with like his back toward witness. He's like, yeah, can I go? Can I go?
look like I'm fine with it, but as long as you two aren't like trying to kill each other the entire time.
I have never openly tried to kill witness.
Again. What are you thinking, Mel?
I
So
think it might be a safe outing. But if that's a risk you would want to take.
There is a tap on the back of Sebastian's shoulder. When he
Yep.
turns to look, there is a knife just hanging there in midair, wobbling back and forth.
oh,
It just says, "Don't get cocky, kid."
I didn't see that coming. Okay, fine. Sorry.
Just gotta keep your eyes open. That's all.
You've gotten better at doing that.
I've been practicing.
Good. Well, okay, so the night goes by pretty uneventfully. Um, Vinny ends up being the one on Death Watch that night. So he kind of like sets up with a fold out lawn chair from Bass Pro Shop that he has, and he just puts his feet up in a way that he looks down the bridge. Mocha ends up sleeping underneath his legs, like out. He has a fish rod. He sends it over into the water and just puts it there, and he has in case he can catch something.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the night goes by uneventfully. Vinny doesn't catch anything the entire night. He's very perturbed. Um, and early in the morning, as the sun is starting to come up, you see the barge coming over to you guys. There's two people on the barge. You could see that it is Kettle and Old Man Joy. You guys know Old Man Joy. He's like the closest thing you guys have, not even close to Metamorphosis, but he's like the storyteller, unofficial historian of like stuff in the Keys. He grew up here and he knows all the stories and the ins and outs and all this stuff of the Keys, and he always has crazy old stories of the cocaine cowboy days and stuff like that. He's told the story of when Miami Vice came here to record like 500 times, because he was in the background. He was like, I was in it. But yeah, so it's him and Penny. I mean Kettle. Him and Kettle are coming over to you guys. As they come up, you see that old man Roy. He has a 30-30 hunting rifle and a composite bow off to the side. The composite bow on the front of it has like a fishing reel. You know that he does some fishing with it. But he has that set up also. And the bow's really convenient for taking out dead heads without making noise. Um, while Kettle's sitting in the back, driving that little trolling motor they've connected to the barge that barely moves it. Among them, there are two other bridge rats that are just with poles, like navigating the barge. The barge isn't small. It's about 50 feet wide. 50 feet long.
Wow.
20 feet wide. It's a barge. The motor they have on it is not even. It wouldn't be a trolling motor. It's an electric motor, but it's like a 30 horsepower motor, but it barely moves this thing. Which is why it's going to take you guys like 5 hours to get to
Is
the.
that a thing that can be adjusted to make the motor better?
You can, but you burn out the batteries faster.
That's what.
It's
okay,
one
that's
of
what I was worried
those.
about.
It's one of those. You could go faster, but your battery's going to be completely toast by the time you get there. And then there's a balancing act. You can always throw more batteries on the barge, but then you're increasing the weight, which increases how much the motor has to work to move it. And on the way back, if you guys have all these things filled with water, that engine is barely going to do anything. It's going to be mostly you guys with poles pushing this thing back. Yeah. Now you have an option. You guys have a boat with a gas engine and an electric engine that could tow this thing. You could
I'm all for
always
doing
decide to
it.
use that.
I'm all for using the boat because moving that thing with fucking metal poles before sucked. Hated that.
I am not enough of a sailor to know whether pulling a barge with a much smaller boat is a good idea or a really bad idea.
Okay, so little story. And this really happened in real life. I own a little 15-foot open fisherman. It's tiny. It only has a 45 horsepower engine. Me and my kid were out fishing on the Gulf side. When somebody in a sailboat started to wave us down, their little engine had died, and there was barely any wind. This was like a 40-foot sailing boat. We towed it in, no problem. Yeah, it's not that hard. As long as you have a steady engine, towing a bigger boat in isn't a big deal. It's when you start to get to like the dock that you want to dock it at. It's all about how you turn the boat and give the other boat momentum enough to drift into the dock. And to give you an idea, my kid that day was learning how to drive a boat, and she actually pulled it off. I guided her through it, but she pulled it off, and it was cool because there was a bar there, and they were all giving her like an ovation. It was awesome. But yeah, you could do it, no problem.
Be faster and give us more flexibility. Seems like a good idea.
Yeah, and you guys will make it
Example.
there. You guys can, if you used your boat to tow it, you guys could get there like in 2 hours. And that because you don't want to gun it because you don't want to make enough noise for everything in the freaking keys to hear you. So you're probably gonna go, slow. You guys can make it there in 2 hours, easy. And remember, those guys gave you a full tank of gas. You have enough gas to get there and back, and still have gas left over.
Yeah.
Push comes to shove, we still got the idea of putting Speedy in a hamster wheel.
That's true.
Look, I was gonna say, like, if you just tie me to the boat, I could just run. I could just.
One thing. When you're taking the boat, are you gonna have the Gatling gun mounted, or are you gonna hide it?
I feel like we should hide it.
Okay. I'm gonna assume that you guys have it to the side with like a tarp over it or something like that, so you could get to it if you need to. I'll take you a few minutes to set it up, but it's there. So yeah, they come up with the barge. You tell them the idea about tying it up, and as soon as you say that, old man Joy is like, I was gonna suggest it, but I didn't want to be rude. Fantastic that you guys thought of it on your own. You guys tie up, two ropes from the back to both ends of the barge, so you guys have better control over it. And at that point, Kettle is literally she has an oar in the water, and all she's doing is driving the barge so it stays behind you guys. So it doesn't work your engine as hard as it could. So none of you have a lot of experience driving a boat.
Mm-mm.
But Benny used to drive a powerboat. Vinny used to drive a powerboat in the Keys back in the day. And
So technically,
yeah,
I
he
my
used to live here
uncle
too.
to come
And
visit.
Jacob, your dad, he used to live down. No,
Yeah.
actually, the one that lived down here was Henry.
Yeah.
Henry knows how to drive a powerboat. So you can take
I feel like
any of them
either
with you.
I feel like either might have like kind of an idea of how to do it because she's been here for a while, but I don't think she'd want to do it because she.
You think one of your family members would want to come with you, like after the last time when you got all messed up?
Well, like the only one who actually would have cared would like be her dad, and she probably already yelled at her about it. If you wanna, I mean, it's just a trip. We can always invite him.
I mean, rather that, or like, I think it might also be funny to have Vinny be there and be like, "This is what you do on your off time."
Yeah.
But
So,
I'm open to anyone else was there.
So who do you guys want to bring?
Do you want to bring Vinny? If not,
Those are the ones they're offering.
Mhm.
That's fine with Metamorphosis. This is way outside her wheelhouse.
Mhm. Oh my God, there's a wheel where?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wheels mentioned. I have to. I think Vinny's fine.
Oh yeah. So Vinny
Vinny.
goes and gets a baseball cap he likes to wear sometimes. And actually, what he does is, as you guys are going on the boat, he teaches all of you how to drive a freaking powerboat. He's like, this is really easy. You just do this. You just have to keep an eye, and you have to keep in mind that when you're towing somebody, if you turn that way, their boat's gonna go that way. If you turn that way, their boat's gonna go that way before it starts to follow you, and it will pull you. And he starts describing what's going to happen. And as you're going down, he tells you like how to watch out for where the shallows are. They have these posts with like a square or a triangle, and he tells you keep that one to your left, keep that one to your right. If you see that, stay away from it. He's giving you guys the rundown as he's heading over. And you notice this man knows the Keys because he is hugging those. Well, he must know how to navigate because he is hugging the shallows, keeping you close to shore but hugging the shallows. He has
very faint memory.
he has hay. He has a witness up front of the boat calling back to him if you start seeing shallows come up, and he turns a little bit to get around the shallows. But with both of you working together, you guys basically just keep to the edge of the shallows, keeping the mangroves between you and Marathon. Kind of creepy is as you guys go through Marathon, there's a lot of condominiums, and you see deadheads, like a few on the balconies, like trying to make their way toward you. Sometime one falls because you're moving, and they're like, and boom, a few fall. Which is just a creepy thing in the background to see. And there's a lot of seagulls out today. You see a saltwater crocodile at one point. Swims out a little bit, check you guys out, figures out you're not food, keeps going. Um, a lot of fish. The Vinny will even mention that after Z Day, the fish population has exploded back to where he remembers it being, like when he was a little kid when he came out here with his dad way back in the late 70s.
Probably was like a little memory of like a witness at work walking past Vinny's desk at one point, seeing him like a picture on his boat holding a big fish up, and just
Yeah,
being like, I do think he was probably talking about that, but I just really was not paying attention.
yeah, you kind of remember that picture he had of him holding a giant mahi mahi, with a face like
Mhm.
when he caught it. Um,
Mhm.
and so the 2 hours goes by pretty quiet. Um, with just a hum of the boat engine. Um, you guys have the radio on the boat on. Do you guys have it to your frequency, or do you have it to the frequency of the Port Authority, or do you have it to the frequency of the river rats, the bridge rats?
And
Personally, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
are we working just, and this is just, I'm having brain fog tonight, so I apologize. So
It's okay.
we're working with the bridge rats to
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
the
they're with you.
barrelmen.
Yes.
I think she would almost like suggest keeping that line open just in case they see something that we don't.
Well, they
Um,
just tell you, hey, because they're right behind you, and they could, you know what I mean.
oh,
You guys
okay.
are,
I
you
didn't
guys are like
realize.
10. Your boats are like
Yeah.
8 feet away from each other. Ether with a good jump could probably jump from your boat to their boat.
Oh my god, that'd be so much fun.
If
Okay,
they
cool.
get a
I didn't know
running-
how
if they
far
get a
apart
running
we were at
start,
all.
If they get a running
Mhm.
start, they could probably pull it off.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
Would Port Authority just like regular or like the? Can we get in the frequency of those people that were at? My brain stopped working.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are Port Authority, right?
you're
Yeah,
listening in on them, and it's quiet. But then somewhere around, you guys left at 7. At like 9 o'clock in the morning, when the sun's completely out now, like over the mangroves and everything, you hear them check in. Scouting party to Homeland. Scouting party to Homeland. This is Homeland. Respond. Okay, scouting party. We only have those 2 enclaves that we saw over at Night Key. One of them apparently has some powered individuals, but they weren't there when we were there. We did see one of them. We don't know his name. He has a shield on his back. Some people referred to him as Shift. Real identity is unknown. The identity of the other powered individuals is still unknown, but we will ask any other enclaves we meet. Marathon, so far, seems to be empty of any living enclaves. We found what was, we think, left of an enclave that looks like it was just overrun by deadheads. Deadhead activity on this island is pretty high. There's quite a few stores that haven't been picked clean. Might want to refer to that later. Marina, one of them, is filled with boats. Might want to look at that later. We are still continuing up north. We're about to leave Marathon. We'll let you know what we find as soon as we get to the next key. And then Homeland. Homeland, we hear you. We'll talk to the council and see if they want you to continue. Hang tight in Marathon. We might be asking you to turn back. How's your gas? They go, gasoline is probably get back. At least we could get to the other side of 7 Mile. Use that tanker we found to fill up again and head back down south. Okay. Just hang tight. We'll get back to you. Over. Over. Click.
Do we know
Almost
about
wrong.
that tanker?
Nope. You know that you've bumped into like when you guys were clearing out Night Key, there was like a gas truck. But it was like already half empty. So you guys took what you had on it, but that fuel got used up like months ago. But apparently they found one at the far end of 7 Mile. So that's what you know.
Almost like this. It was kind of like looking around. It's like, I mean, we could we can head for that tanker, but it's almost kind of funny at this point. What do we do when we're so flush on resources that we become a target? Um, what do you? It's like hearing that they're going to run out of gas. I almost want to set up an ambush.
I mean, we could. I was kind of thinking about it.
Hmm.
Especially when they
Yeah,
have gas, we can always get it.
grab them up real clean, real clean. Get some information out of them.
Mhm.
Do it someplace neutral so they don't know where we're from or who we are. So
True.
far, they said the only powered person they know out here is Bass.
Mm-hmm. So
So like,
you see that um when you look back to the boat, you see Joy like tap to his radio, and you see him like change the frequency or something on it.
okay.
And as soon as if any of you do it, he goes, "You guys heard
I'll
that,
do it.
right?"
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that they're cataloging the entire.
Now you know. See, I told you. I told you we didn't give you guys up. We didn't tell them anything about you guys. Just one of the kids stupidly mentioned we have superheroes, and we were like, "Shut up!" But yeah, we told them nothing about you guys. But of course, you know,
We appreciate that.
Shift was there. So we basically just use Shift as the superhero that we have. But you know, the way the kids said it, kind of like, you know, kids.
I mean, I guess he technically counts.
But look at it this way: it's only two of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's only two of them, honestly. Any one of us could probably grab them. But that's a problem for when we have water.
Yep.
Yeah, we kind of gotta do this
Um.
first, and then
So
get it out.
as you guys are going, at one point, Troy starts pointing to to the to the east, and he points and he's like, "In there, that way," and he points to, you see, like in the mangroves, there's like a cut into the mangroves. It looks like a canal, and it has a post with a square and another post with a triangle on each side. Um, he's like pointing. That's it, over that way. Um, so you know, you guys turn and start heading in there. Um, as you guys get into the mangroves have gotten to the point that they've started to create a canopy overhead where you guys are going. Um, normally, back when the keys were packed, this wouldn't have happened. There would have been so many boats passing through here, higher boats, that the canopy wouldn't even have a chance to grow like this. But it has now, and the mangroves have started to encroach a little bit into the canal. Um, you see, as you guys get into the canal just goes super deep. It looks like it was dredged out at some point before Z Day. Um, and it does like a blind turn, which Vinny at this point, turns around. He's watching the barge and driving the boat behind, like the wheel behind his back, to make sure that when he makes a turn, the barge doesn't go into the mangroves. And he does it pretty well. But you see, he's like cursing
You
at
say he does it
himself.
pretty well, so not perfectly.
No, he's cursing. He's cursing at himself. He's like, God damn it, damn it. And you know, the mangroves, the barge misses the mangroves probably by like 6-7 inches. You know, hitting some of the bushes overhead. Troy is like, oh my God, you're too close. One of the kids actually uses a pole to push the barge farther away from the mangroves. And then what?
The reason I ask whether that was
Go
whether
for
he did it perfectly was gives the barge a nudge as needed. Make sure it stays where it's supposed to.
Oh yeah, dude. You, as it starts to get close, you use your TK, and you like it's heavy, so it's a little hard, but you could do it. And you nudge the boat, you nudge the barge. Question about your TK: does it have a visual power signature? It's up to you. You could give it one or not.
Oh, okay. All right. Flavor wise. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I was thinking.
When you guys create your powers, you could give it a unique power signature. Kind of like if you think in the comics, like Havoc, he has those rings every time he uses his power. It's like his power signature. You could do that with your powers. For example, if you were making like the Green Lantern, his move object power signature would be like a big hand moving things, or the green energy would be his power signature. So it's up to you if you have one.
I can't wait to use my power signature.
Bang, bang, bang.
I cast gun at 9th level.
So do you have a power signature, or is it like classic TK?
Yeah, I think I don't think there's a power signature. You probably have been noticing over the course of our little interlude. Early on, Hayes was very much doing the concentrating and eyes bulging out of your head, and ordinary kinds of things are less like theatrical and stressful.
Okay.
Who knows what happens? If you have to go all in on something, but
Okay.
but
So,
it's more of a more of a Professor X kind of thing than a
Yeah.
waves of energy and everything.
Yeah, or a Magneto thing where he always does the hand thing, like when he uses his power. Yeah, I get it. So you have you move the boat, and when you guys finish the blind turn, in front of you is some docks and a mobile home village. You know that Stirrup Key was a campground that they basically took over, with a few houses. As you come up, you realize it's quiet. You see people, and they've noticed you, and they're starting to walk over. You see that they have like a little watchtower that's covered it's inside the trees, so they could see out, but you really can't see them. But as you get closer, it's kind of obvious. And everything between all the mobile homes and permanent structures, there are tarps everywhere. There's shade everywhere, but you realize all the tarps are set up in ways that collect water.
Space out to maximize rain collection.
Yeah, you see that they have a few boats There's a bunch of little fishing catamarans. There's a power boat that looks like it's being kept in good condition. It's actually out of the water. It's like lifted on straps. There is a big, big, big fishing boat. That's tied up. That doesn't look like it's moved in a while, because you can see like all the seaweed that has grown along the waterline. Like this boat hasn't moved in forever. But clearly somebody's living in it. Somebody's up on the Mako Tower, like doing like a lookout, and when he saw you guys turning the corner, and as you guys are getting closer and closer, you see a few people have walked out onto the pier. They're all dressed in like Bermuda shorts and t-shirts. All of them are armed. Every single one of them is armed with something. Some of them have spear guns. Some of them have guns. One of them has a compound hunting bow. One of them has a really nice looking crossbow. They don't have them aimed up at you guys, but they're all like they have them where they can bring them up if they have to. You see one guy, big, hefty guy with a white beard, his white ponytail is tied up into a braid. He seems to be the one walking to the edge of the pier, and he does this for you to throw a rope to him. Again, they're not yelling. They're very quiet. All of them. You see that Vinny takes a hard turn, and as he takes a hard turn, he looks at Ether and says, "Cut the lines, quick, cut them." So you cut the lines, and the barge just drifts right up to the dock, and then the cut lines are thrown up, and they grab those and they tie up the barge. Vinny does like this turnaround and cuts the engine right when he's lined up with the dock. The wind starts to take the boat a little bit, but you see he kind of made up for it. And you realize he wasn't aiming for the same dock the barge is on, he was aiming for the dock next to it. So as the wind takes you, you guys slip in and bump. And at that point, guys.
Well, we slip in and we're about to bump, but we don't.
No, you stop you're like, and so the wooden dock like does this weird motion, like if your boat kind of hit it but didn't. Which you see a few people are like on the dock or like look down, they're like, what the hell? But yeah, you guys tie up the boat. And when they look at it, they go, one of them goes, "Welcome, come on." And he's leaving your hand. By the way, and they're talking very quiet. You're listening. The kids are quiet. There's a few kids, walking around and stuff. Very quiet. The dogs here are even quiet. You see a few wild dogs walking in different breeds. None of them are loud.
Everything else sounded the same, like volume as we pulled in. I mean, I guess their engines were quiet as we were coming in, one way or the other. So that way.
Oh yeah, you guys had it
noise.
like yeah, very low. But
Yeah.
you notice this place is quiet. They're not
So it's
far
like-
from Marathon.
Mhm.
So and they're just everybody's quiet.
Okay.
You notice among them there's not more than one, not more than not less than a few. There's a few people who are dressed all in white, top to bottom.
I'm
Um,
okay.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do they look like they're practitioners of Santeria?
Yes. You see the caracoles. The white isn't clean because keeping clothes clean right now is a pain in the butt. But there's a few people dressed in white. So yeah, there's a few more than one or two dressed in white walking around. Actually,
Less than
one of
three.
the big guy with the beard, he's currently dressed in all white with sandals. Um,
Yeah.
and he's helping old Joy up, and it seems that him and Joy know each other because they're talking with a
Mhm.
certain amount of familiarity. Like they're not standing far away from each other, if that makes sense. Like there's a hand on the shoulder, and they're talking back and forth. Um, the uh, the other bridge rats are just starting to hand containers over.
Mhm.
And they have like some bags, like duffel bags of stuff they brought with them.
Mhm.
And you see the old guy and Joy walk over to you guys and goes, "You guys haven't been here yet. My name is Jose. Welcome. Um, keep it down. Marathon's right there, and the water could listen. Uh, the water listens. We learned the hard way. Just we have to keep quiet when we're here."
Gotcha. Uh, we're
Understandable.
here.
We have guests here, so
Yeah. So there's people that help you up because the dock's up here, your boat's all the way down here. Unless you have somebody to help you up, you have to like do a freaking like body lift to get up there.
I could do it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anybody want to float?
Yeah, like
Oh.
what this is gonna say, like as you all walk past, because she's probably gonna be the last one. I was like, hey guys, let's keep things mundane around here. We don't know what we're walking into.
All right.
Point taken.
Um. So you guys get on the dock. They motion you uh right next to where the dock is. There is a little, it looks like it used to be like a little cafe, fish shop, gas station place, probably where people used to come fill up their boats, buy bait and stuff before heading out. um the entire thing has been cleared out. There's inside, instead of shelves for like a little store, there are some shelves, but they're pushed all against a wall, and there's a bunch of tables and chairs in there. You do hear the static very low of a ham radio, and you see it set up in the back. And there's a guy who is half asleep with a headset on and his feet up. Um, and his hat is like down over his face. And as you guys get in, after everybody's inside, they close the doors, and the people start to talk a little bit louder. Not much louder, just a little bit louder. And they're like, "Yeah, so you've come to trade. You know what we offer? We have a lot. Though it hasn't been as wet as it normally is this time of the year, but we have been working on ways to desalinize water on a larger scale. Just we haven't gotten there yet."
Yeah, maybe. Do you have what have you been working on so far? Kind of like nudges Ether real quick and is like, the both of us engineers, we can probably work something out.
Well, so you'll see that what they've been doing is with the tarps. They have some tarps that are parachutes, like parachute sized tarps, set up with a weight in the middle. And what they've been doing is they've been bringing barrels of salt water. So during the heat of the day, the salt water evaporates up into the tarp, runs its way down the middle, then drips into barrels. So it's slow, It takes forever, but it works. And they have the room here and the all the mobile homes that they've been able to set up just far enough away from each other to create these giant tarps to collect water. You're looking and you notice they're using mostly sails from sailing boats, a lot of canvas, a lot of tarps. Most of the tarps have like the Bass Pro Shop logo faded on it, and stuff like that. Um, and it's not only that, but like they have gutters everywhere to catch water. Like every surface that could catch water empties to a gutter, and every gutter is emptied out into a plastic barrel somewhere.
Low tech scenario. Got it.
Yeah. So we have water to trade. What do you have?
Not letting them take one unless they want to.
Hmm?
No, so I'm done. Let anyone take point on this if they want to. Like, not
Oh,
me.
I thought you said you wanted to take point.
Yeah, I
No,
thought
no,
you
I
wanted
mean, I
to
can
take
do
point
it for
either. I was
like.
like, okay.
No, I am not the charisma person. I have
I know.
Okay.
obtaining
I
I
know
was
it's
charisma
a
about to
zero.
say, actually, hold on. So, yeah, when you guys come in, um, there's an old lady in here.
Mhm.
She's dressed top to bottom in white. She has her hair up in a towel. She's wearing shells on her neck. She's in sandals. Uh, she is clearly Caribbean. Um, she has dark skin with a little bit of I never can say alopecia. You know what
Yeah.
alopecia? Yes.
Vitiligo?
Yeah,
okay.
like the
Yeah.
little
Something else.
marks, the little marks on her skin.
Hmm.
You can tell that she's been going
Oh.
bald.
Okay.
And her hands, you notice, are so calloused. Like she does not sit idle.
Mhm.
As soon as witness walks in, you see her like that, like obvious, like she gets these chills, and she's like, "Mijo."
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Um, and then Hayes. For a second, you and her lock eyes, and one of her eyebrows go up. That's it. One of her eyebrows went up, and then she's like, um,
He's
the big
clocked
guy.
that, but it would be rude to ask.
Hmm? Are you going to ask?
So, not at the moment.
Okay.
Hayes has pretty good charisma. Hayes has better charisma than Steve does. So, make some introductions, explains who we are, where we're from.
Okay.
And,
Either just like pulling
we're
stuff
here, so
out.
obviously, we're hoping for some water, but we've got some
Okay.
stuff to trade.
So yeah, they bring you guys water. The water, it tastes fine. It's definitely not filtered. You guys haven't had like filtered bottled water in forever. But this is good water. Um, you notice that to the old lady, they bring her clear liquid in a small. They give you guys everything in plastic cups, by the way. For her, they bring her in a small glass, a small like whiskey glass almost. She's sitting off on the side. She doesn't talk to anyone. The one doing most of the talking is the old guy. Um, so you guys talk back and forth, negotiating what you guys want to trade, what they're interested in. Do you tell them about the uh the scouts?
I kind of feel like we have to.
Hmm?
I'm like above the table talking to everybody. Like I kind of feel like we have to, right? Because they
Yeah.
are like a linchpin of our local community. So if they are caught
Mhm.
unaware, then we're all caught with our pants down.
Yeah, and they're not
Yeah.
far from Marathon, which is the issue. That's where they were just were, so
Oh, so what do you tell them?
it's very possible they've already been here
Hmm.
or been
So
close to the area. So
So
yeah.
I definitely think, however, that's something that one of you all would say, as the more witness talks the way she is, the more it might come off as a threat.
I think that Meta would chime in and just thank them for their hospitality, and then kind of go in with the information that we have, uh, and kind of like working with Hayes, like kind of discussing like the trade options. So I think she would just kind of like as a free thing, she will say, just so you know, it does seem as though there are scouts trying to find different places at the moment. Just to keep a heads up. We're
Scouts.
neighbors, so.
Where are they now?
And she'll give all the information that they heard via the radio.
Also, one
Um,
more time for me, where are they right now?
they're in Marathon. They're in the middle of Marathon. You are at the
Mhm.
far end of Marathon, the northern part of Marathon.
Hmm.
But they're in Marathon proper.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you see the big guy, uh, looks over, uh, to the old lady. The old lady like gives a nod, and he looks over at the guy that had the crossbow. By the way, when you guys walk in, all the weapons were left at the door. Nobody's carrying a weapon in here. They do have like maybe a knife at their side or something like that, but nobody's like carrying in here.
Okay.
Um, he looks at the guy that had the crossbow. He goes, "Oh yeah, go check it out." He goes, "You want me to go alone or take somebody else?" And he goes, "Take Jimmy. Jimmy's sneaky like you. Both you go see. Do not talk to them. Just keep an eye on them."
Witness is going to say one thing before they head out, and it goes, they're also specifically hunting capes.
We'll keep that in mind. We don't really have any among us, but hey, okay. You see, he walks out, picks up his crossbow, um, and that guy just heads out. So for a little while, you guys discuss the trade for the water. Uh, they'll fill up all the containers you brought from their barrels. If you want one of their plastic barrels filled with water, that's extra because they don't have a lot of them. And they're very interested in the guns and the ammunition. Um, they're interested in the radio, even though they have the ham radio. The other radio would be able to talk to you guys directly on the frequency, and if you guys give them a frequency, they'll use the ham radio to contact you guys.
Yeah.
Um,
We're talking about giving them one of the radios, so.
yeah. Um, so after a little while negotiation, Joy, you see what he brought with him. Uh, he bought he bought some alcohol. Um, and the old lady lights up when two bottles of Havana Clue rum were presented. Uh, and so those trades go through. Um, you see that that Joy also brought over a bunch of power tool batteries and stuff like that to trade also. Takes a good hour negotiating before everything's settled with a handshake. And you see the old lady gets up, walks over and goes, "Mijo," looking right at Hayes. And she
I
holds
think
out
by the
she holds up her elbow like for you to help her walk. By the way, so how tall are you?
I didn't actually think about that. 5'10".
Okay, she's maybe 5'1" on a good day. And you know, when she sees you stands up, she goes, "Mijo, eres alto." You're tall, and she holds out her arm for you to hold her arm, and she starts to walk toward the door.
Yeah, Hayes has plenty of experience with walking people safely without making them feel like they're being babied or anything. And I suspect over the course of an hour, he's probably had a chance to ask somebody here. So who's the lady over there giving me a stink eye?
No, she's the one that came over to you.
Yes, but
Yeah.
we've been here for an hour, so somewhere in that hour, I've asked, who is this lady?
Oh, esa abuela. They all refer to her as abuela, grandma. Esa abuela. And she will tell you that her name is Maribel Cruz. Metamorphosis. The way that some people talk to her, she's a santa. She's a priestess. You automatically get that feeling from her. The way that the other people dressed in white talk to her, and the guy with the crossbow that was leaving, he stopped her for a second, and she touched his forehead, and they did a little prayer before she left. Before he left, but yeah, you get that feeling from her. So she looks at you, Hayes, and she's like, "Ven conmigo. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me. We need to talk."
I'll follow along.
So you walk her outside the house, the building, down the wheelchair ramp, and literally right across the street, there is it's under a tarp, of course. There is a little trailer mobile home that has been really decorated. There's a Cuban flag hanging over one of the windows. There is little flamingos everywhere, like little plastic flamingos that that she's collected and stuff. Little knickknacks absolutely everywhere. There's knickknacks every place. And as you walk in, you see a statue of an Indian, like an American, like the traditional American Indian with the headdress, sitting cross-legged, like a little statue, carved of wood. There's a giant freaking saint, a woman, dressed in pristine clothing. And the statue is almost as tall as you are. There's candles set around her that are not lit right now. But there is a bowl with some fruit. And she walks to a little glass table, and she sits down and she goes, "Siéntate, sit." Would you
Hayes
like?
is not originally from around here. I think he's a
God,
little
no.
bit,
Yeah.
a little bit willies, but be nice to the interesting old lady.
She puts the bottles down She looks at you and she gives you a wink and she goes, "You want something to drink?"
Always.
Yeah. She gets these 2 glasses and she has a bottle and she pours it and she goes, "This is called aguardiente." I don't know if you've ever had any of this.
I don't think so.
So she hands you a little glass. She reaches up like to do a little tap, and then she literally slams hers down, and she's like, "Whew, ah, bah."
When in the Keys.
It goes down really cold, and then it burns. But it's not a whiskey burn. It's different, but it catches you a little by surprise, and you're like, "Ooh, ooh." Um, and before you realize it, she's holding your hands on the table, and her hands are clasped over your hands, and she's like,
Okay.
"Mijo, you're too clean."
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that means.
She reaches over and she pulls out a cracked glass with water on it and a little candle. The candle's lit. And she looks and goes, "Have you ever noticed how some people walk to a room and the dogs know they've walked in first? With you,
I've seen that happen.
with you, my dogs realized you were there later." And she pushes the water toward you. And you see the water is sloshing. And as it gets closer to you, it goes dead still. And her expression tightens. Um, Give me a wisdom check. A wisdom challenge.
So just a straight up D20 plus wisdom. Okay.
Yes.
Don't suppose I can use my disaster responder keep people calm thing on myself.
No.
Didn't think so. Okay, that is a 15.
Okay, so you see the face that it's not fear, it's a face of respect when she sees the water go still. And her eyes meet yours. And she goes, "Mijo, the dead don't always haunt. Sometimes they hold." And she's tapping your hand while she's saying this. Her hand feels incredibly warm, very comforting. Um, you find yourself wanting to clasp her hand back.
Yeah, I do.
And she looks at you and she goes, "I'm not saying that you're bad luck. I'm saying you don't shed the world the way the rest of us did. Kind of like rain on wax. I tell you this, hijo. Don't go near Key Largo when the wind dies. If you are what I think you are, something over there is going to recognize you as kin." And don't worry, your friends don't know. And her eyebrow goes up and goes, "You don't know either, do you?"
he has been holding his tongue because he wants to just decide that she's a crazy old lady, but that would be rude. He was raised better than that. He's trying to understand what she's trying to tell him.
Um, she reaches
But he's
down
not
into
getting
like
it.
there's a little like white purse that she's been keeping at her side, and she pulls out an old beat up set of cards. She puts the deck down and says, "Pick a card, not with your hands."
A card from the middle of the deck slips out and floats to her hand.
It's appropriate. She puts it down and it's the Fool.
Oh, I've been accused of worse.
Mi hijo, you have questions that have plagued you. No, you are not the Hush. Has nothing to do with you. But it will know you. Be careful.
Do you know anything about what it is? If it's not
I have
me,
done.
whatever that means.
I have asked Lo Espíritu, and I have no idea. It is oppressive. It is death. But it is not the death that comes with clamping teeth of the Walking Dead. It is much older. And all the death that has happened woke it up. That's all I know. I don't know where it is. All I know is that it is up north. And the farther south you go, the less people feel it. That's what I'm telling you. Be careful if you go to Key Largo.
He's still thinking about what she said about not shutting the world the way the rest of us did. I think the first thing that really clicks with him is the word "did." Um, I understand you're trying to hint at something about me. Sounds like there was something you wanted to tell me about you as well, maybe?
He gets, and she pours you another shot of drink.
He
Give me,
hesitates. He is not a heavy drinker, but
give me a wisdom check, a wisdom challenge, with your proficiency bonus.
okay. Woo. Okay, that is a yes, 24.
The bottle that she's poured from twice has always been empty. And she, to get another tap, and she drinks it.
And he does likewise.
She reaches in her bag.
Every bit of hair on his legs, on his arms are
The second
standing at attention.
time, it doesn't burn nearly as much. It goes down smoother because now you know what to expect. She reaches into her bag and she pulls out a rosary. It's made out of wood with this beautiful little silver cross. She pulls into a little ball and she opens your hand and she puts it into your hands.
I appreciate it. I'm not Catholic, but
Mijo, he comes to us in many forms. Some people saw him as Jesus. Some people saw him as Yahweh. But he watches over every single one of us. He guides us home. Keep this with you.
he's staring at it, staring at her. Wanting to ask a million questions, but none of them are forming on his lips.
After a second of that silence between you guys, she nods and she goes, okay. And she gets up and she goes, oh, estoy tan vieja. I'm too damn old. And she reaches over to get a little cane. The cane's super cute. It looks like a parrot on the top, like a carved parrot, and it's been painted. And she gets it. She goes, come on, Mihu, your friends are going to wait for you.
He takes one look around, one more look around the place, and
When you look around the place, remember those candles I told you that weren't lit? They're lit.
okay. Yeah. His let me put it this way: in a different system, he may be rolling a sanity check right now, but
Yeah. You
follows behind.
feel this like wave of just peace in this house. Like you are welcome here. Almost feels like visiting your family. Hell, there's a familiar smell in the air from your childhood. Uh, your mother baking pancakes in the morning.
Yep.
And you feel like she pats your hand and she like gives you a nod. And she goes, I told you. They guide all of us. Come on.
And he'll help her back to join the others.
So you three, while they're gone, you see the guy with the ham radio. You guys tell him the frequency that the scouts were on. He writes it down. He's like, I've heard some other messages. Like, I've been able to talk to New York. There's an enclave in New York with a ham radio. There's one in Miami. On Key Biscayne. There's another one in Tampa. I've been able to contact, and there's one in Disney World of all places. They took over the Magic Kingdom.
Magic. You know what? Actually, that makes. Because they have the trains to take you from Disney Park to Disney Park, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
do
like,
any of you do any of you speak French?
I
Because-
don't know if it would be passable or not
Because
anymore, but
there's one enclave I bumped into. They kind of speak some broken English, but they speak French. I know they're in Paris.
Wait, sorry, I was just imagining zombies on roller coasters. It was really funny.
Oh god, does every Epcot pavilion have its own?
Enclave? That would be
think
hilarious.
Oh, I would think so because that'd be amazing.
God, for a minute.
So yeah, he tells you that he's been able to talk to all of these, and he tells you there's a guy that comes here every once in a while. He refers to himself as the mailman. He teleports, and he drops off messages from other enclaves and stuff every once in a while, and rumors. He asks you if you want him to know about you guys in Pelican Key. I'll let him know about you guys, and maybe he can visit you guys.
It might be helpful. What do you all think?
He comes by like twice a year, maybe. We've met him 4 times already. The last time he came here, he had news about Miami. Some of us actually have pen pals. We've been sending messages back and forth. But this radio, we don't use it a lot because it eats up batteries a lot. So during the day, we run it off the solar cells, but at night, it's off.
We can, I mean, I guess that works out anyway. We all have our own things to, we all have our own things to keep track of at night anyway.
So
I mean, like, what are we other? You got the radio stuff. Actually, sorry, no, I'm barely talking to Sing. Keep going.
yeah, you're not the one talking. It's people get the creeps from you. Like everybody was like, about you. Though, the older guy kind of gets a liking to metamorphosis. Like you guys, your accent catches his attention. You realize that he is Colombian. He has a strong accent. But here, so he's Colombian. He tells you Abuela. Abuela's been here as long as they all remember. She's one of the first ones. She works hard. Everybody respects her. Everybody loves her. She is the heart and soul of the Enclave. These little kids rock in. They introduce you to the kids and stuff, and you notice there's like several families here. And it's really weird. The dogs are trained so effing well, they don't bark at all. They don't go anywhere near Witness. They'll smell Witness and like back off from Witness. But they don't bark. The most you get from them is a little yelp.
No, this is so stupid. Can I make the kids race? Can I race the kids?
Yeah.
I just get them in their dues. They're not bored. It's okay, look, still working out. Yeah.
Well, you have a chance to look around the entire enclave because you're so damn fast. You notice they have. There's one road that leads to Marathon. That has mangroves completely overgrown on both sides, and they have jammed cars into this passageway, sideways. And for any deadhead to get over here, it literally has to climb over 17 cars, and it's like a perfect kill zone. But you do realize they're not that far from Marathon.
That's what I was thinking earlier.
The reason why they're so quiet is because things could go south really fast if a big horde starts to make its way down that road. So you kind of realize why they're so quiet, because they're really close to Marathon. So it takes about an hour for them to fill up all the containers and put them back on the raft. Vinny has been sitting on the boat He has not left the boat. He's been sitting on the boat, keeping an eye on all the gear. The most he's done is fished off the side of the boat with his little. He has his little collapsible fishing rod. He takes with him everywhere he goes. And when you guys are coming up, you realize that he has like 3 snappers about that big that he's caught. One of them he actually just gave to one of the kids. But the 2 bigger ones that he caught, he's already cleaned them. He's already filleted them and gotten rid of the guts. You realize that like the mangroves here are filled with crabs. As soon as he throws the guts in, you see crabs come up and get the crabs. A bunch of horseshoe crabs. You see a stingray. You see some manatees actually, bobbing by. And when you come up, Vinny's like, they already filled everything up. We're ready to go.
I should have stayed back here with you.
Yes, and I think that as we've been like walking and like talking to the different people, she will put out a little request of if any of their dogs end up having puppies, she's looking to get one, another
We'll
one for
ra-
the island,
we'll radio
basically.
you. We'll radio you guys. They breed all the time. Actually, and he points over to one of the dogs, and you see one of the dogs has a belly. Yeah, we're probably gonna have some soon. And
Fantastic.
yeah, so you guys are getting to the boat, and then you see Hayes and Abuela walking toward the dock. Hayes is like holding Abuela's arm as she's walking with the cane. And as she walks by, she like brushes the hair of one of the little kids who gives her like a giant hug, and she walks right up to the boat, and she's like,
Uh,
"Mijo, gracias, thank you."
Abuela,
Yes.
could you give me your blessing? It's been a
Uh,
rough while.
she reaches into her bag, and she pulls out this little bottle. It looks like a little plastic, almost like a beer bottle, but not. And it has like a symbol on it. It looks like a little saint. She opens up the tap a little bit, and she sprays you with a little bit of water. And she tells you to turn around, and she sprays you a little bit more water. And then when you turn around, she grabs a little bit of water, she dabs it on your head, and she starts to say a little prayer. Um, she mentions some saints. She mentions Mother Mary to watch over you guys. And then she does that to the boat. When she spritzes on anybody on the boat, you get a little bit of water on you, even if you're trying to. She's like pop, pop, pop. And she goes, "Mija, be careful."
She'll give a nod. Stay
And
safe.
you see, she's like looking up, and she goes, "It's going to be a little too quiet tomorrow night. I hate it. Ugh, can't stand it." And you see, she does this, like that. When she says it, she's like, "Ugh, ugh." And as Hayes, as you get down into the boat, because your head level is at her arm level, she like brushes your hair a little bit.
Yep.
And she's
Thanks
like,
for
she
your
waves to,
hospitality.
of course, hijo. And she waves to you guys. And she starts to make. You see, one of the kids comes to help her, and she starts to make her way away. Vinny's like, "Well, that was exciting," and he starts to back
Before
up
we
the
take
boat.
off,
Yeah. Yes.
any chance I would have noticed the dog that appears to be
Pregnant?
working on a litter?
Oh yeah. You see her.
So he's a paramedic. He's a human doctor, but a mammal is sort of kind of a mammal.
Okay.
So
Oh,
you know, takes a quick
she's
look, make sure there's
pregnant.
nothing obviously wrong.
She's
Yeah, it's
pregnant.
just
She's
Yep.
pregnant. Like, if if that litter comes within the next week, you wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
he's
she's a
just checking to
weird,
make sure there's nothing
and she's
obviously
this
wrong or anything.
weird, she's this weird mix of a Doberman, maybe some German Shepherd, maybe a little bit of Pit Bull. You have no idea. She is a mutt.
Just wait till you see your kids.
Yep. And you guys get to the boat. Vinny's like, well, that was exciting. And he starts to back out the boat. And he brings over the boat right up to the barge. You guys tie it up. At this point, he starts to drive the barge out. And as soon as the barge, as soon as the campground is out of view because of the turn, he looks at, out of all four of you, who do you think has been paying the most attention to him giving you classes on driving the boat? So he looks at you, Ether, and he goes, okay, come on, let me see what you've learned. And he literally just steps aside and he hands you the wheel.
Yeah.
He stands, by the way, he's standing right next to you. And he's like going over the rules again. He's like, you want to keep that one to your right, you want to keep that one to your left. Just that way, you know, he's explaining it to you again to stay off the flats. You noticed that it is high tide, so it's a lot easier for you guys to manage your way back now. You're not nearly as shallow as you were before. You know, you guys are heading back, and you guys see at one point a few nurse sharks in the shallows. Their fins coming up. They're in the shallows, like chasing after a fish. You see a giant freaking tarpon. Vinny runs to get. Actually, not Vinny. You guys see Troy try to get his bow ready to take a shot at the thing, but by the time he knocks an arrow on it, and it's gone. He's like, oh.
I'm like leaning back in the boat right now, looking over at Sebastian, being like, "And see, and this is what you wanted to come do."
Yep.
We didn't do anything.
No, but at least I got to see something else, bro. The island. I love you guys, but at least I got to see some new faces. Oh, by the way, the entire time he was, damn, we forgot that we brought him with us. He probably would have stayed on the boat the entire time with Vinny. And on the way back, you realize that that Kettle has set up 2 rods off the back of the barge, and she's basically trolling. She has some bait out, some lures out, and she's trolling the entire way back. On the way back, she probably catches something, brings it in. They have something. It's the keys. You guys can catch fish everywhere at this point. And you guys are starting to come in, and it's about 4 in the afternoon. Sun's starting to come down. The sky has a weird orange tinge to it. Birds are really quiet. Really quiet. And the water's very calm. Really far in the distance, you hear some gunshots. Like miles away. But you hear that pop, 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 pop.
Do we have an idea of the direction of where they're coming from?
When the first pop goes off, you don't. But by the time it's the third pop, it's definitely from Marathon. Somewhere toward the middle of the island. Probably
Mhm.
about a mile away from you, maybe a little bit farther. But the way it's echoing off all the buildings and stuff, you can't be sure.
From what we remember, when did they turn that radio off?
Which radio? Oh, Sunset.
Okay,
Because they
Oh,
have the
yeah.
is it
batteries.
sunset yet?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's like 4 in the afternoon. It's starting to
Okay.
come down. Yeah, they told you that they have to
Um,
turn it off because the solar cells is what keeps it powered. When the sun comes down, there's no juice. So
I think just in case they probably know they're closer to it. They probably heard it before even we did. But I think she will tag in and like basically say, "Hey, we heard gunshots.
that
Should we
wasn't
turn
us.
around?"
That wasn't us. No, but don't worry about it. That wasn't us. We don't see anything in the watch. Maybe those scouts got into some trouble. And don't worry, our boys aren't stupid to use a gun like that. It's too loud. It attracts all the other deadheads.
Please call us if you need anything.
We will. We will. Go. God be with you. And then you guys hear Joy talking to Milo on his radio, saying that, hey, do you guys hear that? And they're like, oh, we didn't hear shit. They're too far away. But so you guys head back again. It's kind of uneventful because you guys are staying away from the island. Though you do see some boats that are anchored in different places as you're coming by. There's a random deadhead inside one of them. Yeah, can't get to you. And you see a familiar kayak
Oh yeah.
floating in the water.
Wait, unmanned?
Yeah. It has that familiar little Cuban flag on the back. You could swear that's Carlos's.
We see obviously we see the direction of where it, I guess, is drifting in from. Where
Drifting
does it look
in
like it's
from drifting in from
or drifting out from wherever it's drifting? The
well,
direction
it's just the water's really calm. It's just like bobbing. You see it's not tied, there's no anchor or anything. It's just bobbing. There's not much wind right now. But yeah, you realize that that's Carlos's. That's his kayak. You could point out that kayak a mile away, the way he has that thing painted. You want to get closer to it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
so yeah, at this point, Vinny pushes Ether aside and he starts to drive the boat to get closer to it. And as he literally brings you guys right up to the side of it. Give me all a wisdom challenge. Add your rank if you have a skill set that would let you see investigative details. Like if any of you have like K-Puncher would work for this, or if you have like detective or anything like that to help you guys out. But yeah, give me that.
It's not worth. I roll a 1.
Okay.
I have to remember that roll 20 does not work for me for this game.
Get real dice, bro. Like these.
I have a real dice. You know what? Hang on. Let me roll a real dice. Let me go find one. I know there's one behind me somewhere.
By the way, I still find it wild that you could buy D&D dice at the dollar store.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like
nice.
Yeah, I
they're
know.
like the
Really
acrylic
good
ones.
ones, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Because it used to be
it
where
just
you could only get
amazes me
D6s
that
for
you
the
could
most
buy them
part.
at the dollar store and at Walmart and stuff.
Actually, I know
just,
what it was. It's that I was fidgeting with my dice, and then I probably
ah,
like left them in a pocket somewhere. And yeah. No, anyway, I don't have one on me
I gotta
because
get
it's
you more
probably in a
dice.
jacket. I'll buy
Uh,
dice at some point.
okay.
I got a 12, so I'm not very much help here.
Ether,
18.
Hayes.
also 18, unless it's the kind of stuff that first aid would kick in on. Oh, that's a sign of.
Okay, so when you're looking at it, there's no blood. You're looking for blood or any like that he was ripped off of it. No, nothing like that. It looks like it just floated out here by itself. Seeing that it's low tide to high tide, it probably came off Islamorada. And it couldn't have floated that far. I mean, not Islamorada, sorry. Marathon. You look over to your right, to the shore of Marathon, and you see, like a few docks. The docks are in front of a condominium. Probably perfect place to go in there and find shit. But that's it.
I mean,
Edel goes, "Hey, is that Carlos's?"
Yeah, it looks like it. He's not. No blood anywhere.
So
He-
you see Shift, reaches into the boat, pulls out a pair of binoculars. Military binoculars are on the boat, and you see starting to like look at the shore.
Mhm.
He's like, maybe he got stuck on there. And he's starting to like look all over the shore.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Question for a combo question for GM and for meta. Would you be able to sense him if he was close by anywhere, like underneath the water or something?
I could try to check for like life force nearby, like life energy.
That would be
It's not
interesting.
necessarily really what I do,
That
but
would be an interesting power stunt.
mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Because you can feel life everywhere. There's fish, there's life every place here. But you're trying to find a familiar taste. Is the best way to describe it. If you do this, it will be, you'll develop, okay, this is going to be a weird power stunt. Actually, I like this. So, the power you're going to, you're going to create a new emulated power. And it's going to be, hold on. It's going to be Super Sense. It's going to be a Super Sense, and it's going to be, well, this is interesting because it's unique, but it works. So it's going to be detect life signature using Super Sense. And it's going to be a mental sense. Instead of like sense of direction and stuff like that, it's kind of like detect minds, but it is the ability to detect a particular flavor of life force that you have met before? If you want
Awesome.
to give it a try,
Yeah, absolutely.
go
I'll
for it.
give it a shot.
So use your plot point that you have and give me a power stunt roll.
Okay, and then is this based off of my absorb energy?
Yes.
Okay. And then secondary question.
Yes.
Uh for emulated powers, does it, I know it lowers it by a certain amount.
By
I
6.
can't remember the by 6. Okay.
But your
29
power
minus
stunt is done
6.
at your full power rank.
Oh,
Because
okay, cool.
you're using your power to try it, but when you use that power is at 6 ranks lower.
I just rolled.
6 points
That
lower.
is a 15.
What's your
A 15,
bonuses?
that's without bonuses, so dirty 20.
Nice, you got it. You needed a 20. So you have this idea of doing it. And you remember talking to him. And he always smelled of cigars. And you kind of remember that. And then you remember that feel to his life force. And okay, so it's gonna be like detect minds. Yeah, just like detect minds, because you can recognize minds, friends and people you've met. So it's like that, but what you're doing is you're sensing life force instead. Um, within range, what would be your power score? Takeaway 6.
Doing math. 15 power score.
Okay, you could sense 2 areas away. So it's too far for you to sense land, but his energy is still on that kayak recent. You're almost using it like tracking. You kind of feel it. He was alive recently. This floated away recently is what you got the feeling of.
It only happened recently, and I think she's like tapping into like something that um I feel like knowing what her job was way before she came to Earth, uh tracking people probably was in her power set.
Uh-huh.
And she just kind of like it's something she doesn't like to do because of the
Mhm.
memories associated with it. So she's just trying to tap into this and fish through the memories of like the specific one she's trying to find of Carlos, and like watching as like almost like this thread like appears in front of her of like how she sees like the energy source. She says it's recent. I still detect it's still semi strong. I need to get closer to really figure out. I only go out so far, but no, I don't think that Carlos had possibly drowned. Something else might have happened though.
This is also
So
like,
your
sorry.
power score. Remember, so you have a first use of a new power stunt. It's super sense life force. Um, remember the rules are once you use it 9 more times, you could spend a feat to permanently learn it as an emulated power. And it just becomes something you know how to do. That's really freaking cool. That was a damn cool idea. That was a really freaking cool idea. Nice.
Hey, I'm glad you pulled it
Just I'm happy that my rules worked. Like,
off.
yee! Okay. So, yeah, so what do you guys want to do? Shift is like, okay, I'll make sure the barge gets back. You guys go get Carlos. I'll make sure that gets back with the water. Don't worry, I got this.
All right, kid, that one's on you. And
And Vinny looks at
I'm
you
also-
guys and goes, "Yep." And I'm not that brave either. And he starts to make his way to the barge.
I was literally about to
You're
say,
fine.
Vinny, you gotta get off the boat.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
"Do-do-do, do-do-do." You didn't even have to tell him. You were like about to tell him he was already walking his way over there.
Excellent. I love that. You know, hey, that's like on a very like above the table thing. That's such a like a manager kind of thing
Yeah,
to
bro.
realize that like this is not my expertise. I
Nope.
put the right people in charge of the job.
Yep. He's like, he's you guys are doing it under his supervision. Good luck. We got this. You guys have this. You got this. We believe in you.
Yeah. So that's why I work well under him.
He was never overbearing. He would just be like, "Okay, there's your job. You got this. I have faith in you." Boop-a-doo. And if things went south, he knew who to call to clean stuff up. So yeah, you know, he was a
Right.
solutions type guy.
Hmm.
So yeah, you guys you bring the barge close so everybody can jump over. They start up the little electric engine and untie. So you guys can head over to the mainland, and they keep going with all the water and stuff. As soon as you guys are untying, he looks at you guys and goes, "Don't get killed." This shift is like, "Don't get killed." Not you, witness. I don't care about you. You three,
I already
please
knew.
don't get killed.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Are you going to tie up Carlos's kayak to your boat, or are you just going to leave it where it is?
I want to have it personally, but
I mean, yeah, if we just leave it, who's there's no telling where it'll end up, right?
No, I'll
Like, we're
drift
not-
away. Yeah.
Yeah, and like if we're not sensing him anywhere in the area anyway, it's not like he went like deep sea diving. He's gonna come back up going, "Where's my boat?"
Yep.
Mhm.
It's not even that deep here. You look down and you can see the bottom. It's what, like 15 feet down. The water's pretty damn clear today. You can see down there easily. So we're gonna end it here tonight with you getting ready to make your way into Marathon. Just
Excellent.
as the
I can't wait to
sun-
play.
Just as the sun is starting to come down. Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. This was a fun episode. That scene with Hayes came out so good. I am so glad.
It's very good.
Okay, guys, let's go round robin where everybody talking about your socials and where people can find you. We'll start with Witness.
Hi everyone, I'm Crimson Soul, normally a Cyberpunk VTuber. Today here for you as Annabeth Jackson, Witness, Cape Hunter. You can normally catch me at twitch.tv/crimsonsoul_, at crimsonsoul.bsky.social, and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern for the final time as Albus Solarin in the first ever Last Kiss actual play happening at twitch.tv/Logomancy Media. I'm a very sad rich boy, and it's the end of the world.
Metamorphosis, what do you got for us?
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. I've been playing Eva Blackmore, aka Metamorphosis. Where you can find me online at the Nerd on Wheels, where I chat about disability, TTRPGs, and everything in between. Where you can find me next time, I have a lot of things that are in pre-production right now. So some things I haven't been publicly announced, but pay attention to the end of this month as a new space western actual play is coming at you.
Ooh.
Okay. Hayes, what do we got?
I'm Steve. You can find me on the socials at Tall Halfling, sometimes Tall Halfling RPG. Sometime soon, we're going to be resuming a campaign of Call of Cthulhu: Time to Harvest over on Jack Squarepeg's channel. Still a little bit up in the air exactly when that's resuming. And of course, you can also find some of my games on Drive-Thru RPG. But tonight, I was your very confused Hayes, who putting pieces together, and knowing that spiritual ladies tend to talk in metaphor, and knowing what he's been having nightmares about to begin with. He is convinced that she was telling him that he is death.
Yay.
You're something.
Ether, what do we got?
My name is Space. I also go by Pixie, she, her. I'm a variety streamer, VTuber, at PixiePond, or PixiePond VT, all one word. I learned recently that there's another person that has that username, and they do adult content, so not that one. Nothing wrong with it, but not that one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I play a lot of horror games. Waiting to hear some news about some TTRPGs that I might be playing in soon.
Nice.
Gonna hear back on that. But yeah, I stream throughout the week. I like to yap. I do fun accents, and I play my silly little super speedster who causes a lot of problems by being too fast, and she should be faster actually,
Cool.
right?
Yeah,
well, it's like
nice. Well, I'm Pedro Barragea, also known as Stat Monkey. You can find my blog where I talk about game design and stuff at thestatmonkey.com. You could also find the game notes for the game there as well as the character sheets and everything under the campaign codexes. There's a plugin I worked on in there that is it's a viewer for Obsidian notes, so you don't have to convert them. Play around with it. If you find any bugs, if it acts weird, send me an email. I'm pretty sure I figured out everything about that plugin. I'm super proud I figured out how to write it. That was torture. God, I hate programming. And you can also find me on Blue Sky, Stat Monkey. You can find me as Nunspa on X and on Instagram as well. Please sign up if you're interested in our Kickstarter for Rotted Capes, to be alerted when we go live. Looking forward to it. Yeah, also, don't have dates yet, but I'm looking to doing a charity stream for Ice Out one shot Rotted Capes game. I did mention at Enclave in Miami.
Mhm.
That's the one
The
that we're going
bundle's
to be
currently
visiting.
at
Yes.
the bundle's currently at 447,000.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, please.
That's a lot of money, bro. That's good. That's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
very happy they're doing well.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys. Good night. Be safe. Try not to get in trouble out there, and I'll see you all next week. Peace out. Good night, guys.